How you doing? Welcome tonight. Another great night on Seekers Chronicles Paranormal Historians.
Hi,
Oh, I got
everybody.
people.
Hi, happy Tuesday. Tuesday
Yeah.
evening with the
How's everything
Tuesday
history
going?
again.
and the ghost.
And the ghost, the history and the ghost tonight.
Can't forget the ghosts.
The ghost. So, guys, how was your weekend?
Good. Real
Good.
good. Yeah. Not
Real
so
good.
good, Kim. She sounds very
I know.
congested.
I'm
Poor
like,
thing.
it's better,
Yeah.
but yeah,
So
But
we're
you're
here
feeling
now,
better.
and
you
I'm
weren't
happy
feeling
to be
good,
here.
so yeah.
Good.
Gotta
Good.
ask. Well, good. We got a good weekend coming up anyway.
We
Sunday,
do.
we got investigation. Lynn, you
Return to
gonna be
the
on this
Van
one?
Vechten house. No.
Yeah, the Van Vective House.
Kim's not
That's
Yeah.
gonna be
gonna be
good.
there.
That's very good. That Anthony, I like that one.
Why?
Yeah, it was
What did I do?
good. I know you said it correctly. That's what you did.
Oh, I said something. Hey,
You
don't get used to it. I
did.
don't say everything correctly.
Usually
I
it's
know.
No,
like
this one's a tough one.
the
This one's a tough one with the German last
G.
name. Yeah.
Well, don't ask me about the free whatever that one. So
We'll get there.
Freeling
We'll get there.
Hudson.
we'll get there one day. Yeah. We got great guests tonight, and
We do.
Jenny, do you want to do the honors?
I always get the honors. I'm so lucky. I'm so
You're good at it.
lucky.
You don't want me to pronounce
Here we
people's last
go.
name.
All right. So tonight we have people that many of you know. You're going to be familiar with these wonderful people. We have the Rathmans, Tony and Cherie Rathman, and we have Audra Keeler and Chris Allgood with us tonight. All from, you may have seen them last night, some of you, on EVPI. But they're here with us tonight. So tonight they're ours, and we're gonna have a great show.
Well, bring them in. Here they come.
Yeah.
There they are. Hey,
Hi, everybody. Hey, y'all.
Welcome.
Yep. See some familiar faces.
Thanks for having
I
us.
know. It's like we're all to get
Yeah.
see. I just saw you guys last night, so it's like here we are again.
Well, sometimes you see my face on the back of milk cartons or so one of the two.
You said you had great guests on tonight. I'm waiting for you guys to bring them in.
Well, I got Kim and Jenny.
There you go, Kim and Jenny.
Thank you. Thanks for having. I know it's confusing, right? I've been fortunate enough to be a guest on your show, so it's so confusing. It's like now you're on mine.
Yep.
Now you're in my house.
Yeah, you're in our house now. Respect.
You're in our
respect.
house now.
You know. So
I love it. I love it. And welcome back, Chris and Audra.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You were on our first show.
They were our inaugural.
On the first show.
Yep.
Mhm.
So that's, and we liked that show, of course. It was a good show.
Yeah, and welcome Tony and Cherie. So happy to have
Thank
you.
you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
It's how many hours difference right now for you guys? What time is it?
We're only 2 hours from East Coast time now, so it's better than
Oh, good.
the other time of the year. That's 3, but right now we're only 2.
Yeah.
All right. So
Right, that's good.
Better, yes.
it's better.
2 hours and like
Yes.
80 degrees, 75.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it's like
It's upper 70s today.
Yes,
It was like 78,
it's-
79.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
very nice. Orange
Very
is
nice.
gorgeous water.
You know, our fall.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Like that sounds like September. Okay.
Now, how's the weather in you
Welcome,
guys?
Coco.
Well,
It's
we
raining
had
here. Rainy
a
today.
dense
Yeah.
fog warning all day today. That's how it. That's where we're at up here right now. And dense
Yeah.
fog.
It was
So it's actually quite
been
tough, to be
cold.
honest.
Bummer.
Yeah.
We actually
I
got up to
was-
about 60,
65.
65
I mean,
degrees.
it's rainy,
down
but
here.
it's warm.
Yeah, it's a little bit funky today. It's been cold,
Yeah.
which has been nice, getting in the mood for the holidays and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look,
Ooh,
Bobby
24.
Gallo's here.
Yeah,
It really is.
yeah.
It is
Hi,
a
Bobby.
reunion.
Mr. Gallo's in the house.
Yes.
I love
Well,
it. I love it.
Everybody's saying hello. Everybody seems to know you guys. I don't know why.
I have no
You know, they know you guys from
You
somewhere.
look familiar.
I have no idea. I'm so shy. I don't have no idea who.
Yeah.
You're one of the shy guys, huh?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's one of his
I love
many
it.
attractions to me is, he's so shy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cherie,
Shy,
Cherie's
baby.
birthday was yesterday. So how was
Yesterday.
your birthday?
Yeah, happy
Oh,
birthday.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday
yeah.
again in person.
Appreciate it.
I
Are
was
you
writing it
26
yesterday.
again,
but I
like my
couldn't
wife
say
was
it.
the other day on the second?
She's
Are you 26 again, Sherry?
25.
Are you 25? Oh, yeah, you're younger than my wife.
I knew I was older than you. Yeah, I'm 26.
Yeah.
A year older, huh? Yeah.
You look
I know it gets,
fabulous.
right. I know it gets confusing when the date 8, December 8th over here, it's actually 9 in the Philippines. So my family and
Right.
friends will greet me on the 8th here. So it's kind of like when I go to the Philippines, I celebrate, and go back here, I celebrate again. So whole
Love
celebration.
it.
So you double your age in 1 year.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, but when
You
her
got 2
friends from the
birthdays.
Philippines are wishing her a happy birthday, I always say to her, "Don't tell me what happens. I'll wait till tomorrow."
Exactly.
No spoilers. No
Don't tell me
birthday
what
spoilers. Oh my God, that's so funny. You get 2 birthdays, and yeah,
Right.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, you look great.
Yeah, you look
I
great
hope
for
you had a
being
good day.
every year with 2 birthdays and you double your age a year. So it's like
You look
leap
good
year
for
for you every
25.
year.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
So we're here tonight to talk about the Phelps Dodge Hospital
Oh,
in
wow.
Arizona. I mean, you guys.
Yeah.
I know Tony Sherry. I guess you guys were there first before Chris and Audra.
Yeah, we didn't even know Chris and Audra when we opened it, and ran into them probably 6 months after.
Yeah.
Down in Tombstone, met them, started hanging out, investigating, and I said, "Hey, come check out the old Phelps Dodge Hospital." We had a blast investigating that first time, and I said, "Hey, why don't you guys help us run it?" Because we were going kind of crazy because it was busy. There was a ton of interest in it, and it was nice to have 2 other people that enjoyed investigating, could show us different investigative styles, to have different abilities that Shree and I didn't have. So it was great. It was great.
Be able to fix roofs.
Be able to
and
fix
leaks
doors and roofs.
I know.
Right.
Clean the
Wire
whole
stuff shut.
Yeah.
Put up no trespassing signs.
Clean the whole entire
That's awesome.
building.
Yeah.
I'm the only
Put
investigator
up
to
those
ever go
orange
to the.
cones.
Yeah, I'm the only investigator to ever go to the Phelps Dodge Mining Hospital, and not only did I bring my investigation tools, but I also brought my physical tools with me every time I went down there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Well, you put in new windows?
Yeah, abandoned.
He closed a lot of them by putting metal together so people couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. I
It
mean,
looked like
think
an
about
awesome
that.
location. Yeah. I mean,
it's just what you imagine, right? Like the abandoned hospital, right, with broken
Yep.
windows and all that. Like, I
Yep.
mean, it's as spooky as it looks, right? And
Yeah,
I was
It was
thinking
a very
tonight,
creepy.
creepy, exactly. I mean, we have some grand buildings that we've talked about on this show because we really focus on history with the, and adding the paranormal in. But my goodness, this is right out of a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the architecture of it has like this Spanish architecture to it, and it sits up on top of this hill that literally looks over the whole city. So you can't not see the building. You come into town, make a corner or two, and it's just sitting up there overlooking everything. But yeah, that's it.
Oh, I missed that hospital. Oh my gosh. There's so
So
many great
imposing.
memories.
Yes, there are.
so wild looking.
Yep. We celebrate
we wanna-
our 4th of July over there,
We
Christmas,
Halloween.
watching fireworks,
Yep.
Christmas Audra.
With Dylan. Yeah, Dylan
Dylan
came.
in the end.
Mhm.
Oh,
Kim,
so
Kim,
nice.
you
Well, we want to
you'll
hear
read that
about all the
later.
memories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your show's not long
2023.
enough.
So how did you guys come to be involved with this in the first place?
Well, we actually had one opportunity through a ghost hunting tour to investigate in it, and we caught some pretty cool stuff for the few hours we were in there.
Yeah.
So then I got a hold of the owner and said, "Do you want to sell it?" And he said, "Yeah," because he actually had it for sale. And then when he found out what we planned to do with it, he said, "Why don't we just partner?" And I said, "Okay, what are you looking at for a split?" And he gave some great terms, and we said, "Fantastic." And that's how we ended up running it for the next 3 or 4 years. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And then
What
it
year was that?
eventually did sell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the
All right.
first paranormal place you've been invested in, or is this just something you casually did?
It's a first.
It was the first one.
to
Yeah.
operate
Cool.
a hospital,
Yeah.
abandoned hospital.
And the building's
Cool.
not gigantic. I mean, it's not like, Waverly but it was about 28,000 square feet.
Yeah, I think overall it was 32,000 square feet.
32, yeah, or 29,
Wow.
32, something
Not
like
bad.
that. So it
Enough
was
space.
big enough. I mean, it wasn't,
Yeah.
you weren't confined by
Sure.
any means.
You know. So what's the
Mhm.
history on that?
Well, it was
It was a hospital before. No, I'm just kidding.
pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
We went to hospital. All right, that's the whole history of the.
Yes, it was.
It was built in two sections. The original section was built in 1917, and then in 1936 they added the second part. They enlarged it, put more rooms in, redid the waiting room, which was this tiny little room to begin with. So it was built in two stages, but the oldest part of the hospital, the 1917 section, definitely had the most activity, without a doubt, compared to the newer section built in 1937.
The hospital. I mean, why was the hospital built?
So
It was built by the Phelps Dodge. Well, not originally. Phelps Dodge eventually purchased it. I can't remember off the top of my head the original company that opened the mine, but there were a lot of accidents. People were getting hurt by equipment, train cars tipping over full of ore. They were jackhammering. It's an open pit mine. It was one of the first ones in Arizona. So they took the original tunnels and they just literally started digging them out. It's now 1,700 feet deep. So it's a huge crater in the ground. But they had mining hole that collapsed. They had people doing jackhammers on 300-foot, 400-foot high shelves that collapsed. People got hurt in a variety of accidents, including gunfights that would happen after mining while drinking.
stabbing.
Right, stabbings, all sorts of things. But the hospital was brought in and built or taken over, I can't remember which, when Phelps Dodge came in, and it was literally put in to serve the mining community and their families. So anybody who got hurt in mining, but they also delivered babies. So if a mining person had a family and his wife was pregnant, so they had delivery services. It was a full-blown hospital. And at the time, it was one of the nicest ones anywhere in Arizona. In fact, you had people traveling all the way up from Mexico for the services that were provided there. Now, I don't understand exactly how that worked, if they only served the mining community, but I remember hearing one of the gentlemen in the documentary saying that people came from all over.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was the original mining company built it, and I can't remember.
I know, I'm blanking.
It was
on the
like
name.
something mineral mining
United.
company. Yeah,
Oh,
United
right,
Mineral or
right.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening is
Can't
Phelps
remember.
Dodge started eating up all the copper mines in the Southwest.
Right.
And that's when they took it over. Well, the problem was it was the only hospital. The only other
Anywhere.
hospital was Yuma or Phoenix. But back then it was a 3 to 4 day wagon ride to get to a nearest hospital. So that's when mining companies said, hey, we can also make money off the hospital. They started letting other people in. And most of the people and patients from Mexico, like Tony was referring to, were the Native Americans that originally owned the land prior to taken away from them by the mining companies.
Correct. And then scarred with this huge hole in the ground, which is still there today. And Adam, I saw it's in Ajo, Arizona.
It's literally like 12 to 14 miles north of the
From
Mexican
Mexico.
border.
Correct.
Wow.
Wow.
Right.
So they could take
Right.
that mine and towards Mexico, and they don't need a wall.
Not in that one area, no, but there's still copper in it today. It has not run out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if copper prices ever go back up, I'm sure it'll be mined again because there's tons of copper in there.
Yeah.
They just closed it down because copper prices fell.
Well, the reason they ended up closing it down is because the European copper was cheaper to import
Correct.
than it was to mine the copper in the United States. So the smaller copper mines, Phelps Dodge shut down.
Right.
And the sad part is when they shut it down, they shut down the hospital
town.
with it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in the
Right.
And
town.
it killed the town. Yeah.
Yeah.
It killed
Was
the
there union
town.
mines? Was there union workers there, or just regular?
Not back then.
Mm-mm.
No union back then. In fact, a lot of the miners were from other countries. They had European ones. They had a range all over the boards. Which, when somebody did pass away, they used part of the basement as a morgue. But we asked, what was done with the bodies. Matter of fact, I think we even asked it on an EVP or a spirit box, because a lot of the people that were working in the mines didn't have families. They were loners that had come from somewhere else to work the mine. And then there was no one there to claim the body when it was lost. So
There's no morgue or incinerator.
well, there was rumor of one, but we never did find it.
We found an incinerator, but it was for medical supplies. It wasn't big enough for human bodies.
Right.
No, not full bodies. You chop them up nice and
Oh,
fine.
Yeah, you got to
Force them in.
Put another log on the fire.
From the
Little
Italian
butter on
EVP blink. You just cut them up in little pieces.
Little pesos.
And there was actually rumors of a separate area where they kept the bodies. I can tell you guys right now, the four of us searched every flippin' inch of that hospital and could not find. We went into places we probably shouldn't have gone.
Right.
Yes.
Sheree and I were crawling under.
He made me crawl under.
I don't know if
Of
that
course.
clip's in there, but you can see nothing but dirt because the part of the basement is finished. And
Yeah.
then the other part is literally,
Under us. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Like
just
a
it's
sub-basement.
like tunnels in the ground.
Yeah.
All you can see is dirt
Oh,
and
my
Cherokee
goodness.
Street underneath it.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Sheree.
With
They
all
were
the
like, you'll fit.
scorpions.
You go.
I know they take advantage of me, especially my height.
She's the only one that could fit through the little hole.
Like, go ahead, go
I'm like,
ahead.
go ahead, honey.
Go ahead. We'll tie a string to you just in case you get lost. So you can find your way out.
I'll pull you back out.
That's it.
No.
So
That's
there's no cemetery nearby where the bodies are buried?
There is a cemetery.
Not
Outside of
in the
town, we found
there's
one.
no
Yeah.
cemetery?
The one outside of town is for the town folks. There was nobody from the mines buried there.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Right.
And,
The
and,
owner-
So
and
that's
Phelps
odd.
Dodge closed all.
Where
I
are
searched
they?
for months and months, and Phelps Dodge closed all deaths related to the mine. The only deaths that they recorded were directly related to the hospital and civilians.
Right. And prior to that, the original town where the miners lived was moved. And it became where Ajo is today.
Yeah.
I believe the original housing structure now is the 1,700-foot, mile-long hole.
Yeah.
I have a picture of a
Wow.
community of houses here, like a community.
Yeah.
Want me to show that? Is that what you talk about?
Yeah, they're probably right on top of where they buried the miners.
Right.
Actually,
'Cause I was
no.
like,
that's
they're
correct.
there.
Yeah.
No,
that's-
those aren't houses. What you're seeing in the background is pilings from a second portion of the mine.
Correct.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not houses. That's tailings.
Yep.
Oh my
Tailings and
goodness.
piles from that. So when they would mine the ore out of the main pit, they would literally dump all the extra access over there. So in the picture, what you're seeing is that area is so contaminated from the chemicals and stuff they used in the mine.
Mhm.
That is the only vegetation that has grown on it since the early
30s,
1900s,
40s,
30s,
yeah.
40s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim, do you see
Chris, is
anything on
that
it?
your truck?
Hey, Kim, do you see anything on this?
Actually, that might be my truck right there.
That's what I just wanted to Sheree. I'm like, I think
I
that's
think that's
Chris's
your
truck.
truck.
That's one of my trucks sitting right there in the front.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Kim, do you see anything on this?
It looks
I'm
like
not
a
trying to
copper,
surprise
but
you.
I guess it could be.
You see a
She
truck?
sees a copper mine.
So this picture was actually taken from
Yeah.
the parking
And
area
how-
by the pit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pit's actually
I was
behind
just
the
gonna ask,
other.
Yeah, across.
how
Yeah.
far away is the big hole? 'Cause
Just
You can
across
walk
the
it in
street.
2 minutes.
Yeah, it's literally maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know, half a football field.
Yeah.
Football field, maybe.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So from an energetic perspective, so this is my I didn't get to do a full reading of the images, but as an energetic perspective of this location, I can only imagine how many spirits are here, because there's a disruption of the earth, major disruption of the earth, right? Then there's also this valley, so there's mountains and hills in the background, so you also have the valley. That valleys tend to hold on to the energy longer, holding on to the memory longer than if there was like through like more rolling hills. Anyway, and then you also have these toxins. So I can only imagine how potent, and the metals having an influence on how much activity you do get here. I mean, it just feels almost like electric as I'm like looking at this photo. It's just like electric. And I don't know if that's like energy from the ground coming up, which it feels like it's energy from the ground, but I'm actually being drawn to these little mounds over to the right. I know that there are bodies that are buried here. I just feel
I
that.
don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Sure.
feel
Yeah.
Probably some Native American too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like very electric. When you walk into this area, I can see why you guys are drawn to this for sure, and how a lot of people have been drawn to investigate here. But like, what were both of your impressions, all of your impressions, when you first walked into this place?
We fell in love the moment we saw the building.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, pulling us in, like, come on, something like.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really tell from this photo because, like I said, you're just looking at the tailings on that side. But if you can see the building to the town, I mean, the building just stands out because it's so unique.
Yeah.
So let me give you a comparison.
about?
In the 27 years that I've been investigating, the only one that I can compare this to is Tala.
Mm.
But compare Tala, which the main building is 289,000 square feet, compared to 28 to 32,000 square feet. And I can tell you the activity is just as prevalent
Wow.
in the Phelps Dodge Hospital as it is in Tala.
That's something because, the Tala was more people with mental problems and stuff like that. So that's why you get a lot of activity. That hospital was more of a medical hospital. It was a lot of tragedy. So you think the one with the it's a lunatic asylum is going to be a lot more than just a regular hospital. But that's something how you.
Oh yeah.
It's almost the same. Because I know Tala is one of the most haunted places I've been to. I'd like to get back there too. So
You've never been to Phelps Dodge?
no. I don't think I've ever been to. They're going to be.
No,
unfortunately.
unfortunately.
Not at the rate it's going, no.
Oh, yeah.
So
What a shame. So
Yeah.
currently, what's the status of it right now? It was purchased in the 1950,
Purchased and
something
sitting.
like that.
Yeah.
They have no plans.
Really?
They're trying to sell it. About 2 months after they bought it, new owner called me up and he goes, "Wait, there's ghosts in there?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes,
Oh, you're kidding.
when I turn this into a hotel, will the ghost still be there? I said, oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
probably
they just pack
more
their
than they
bags
are
and
now.
leave.
Oh, yeah, I said they'll
More.
probably get angry
More.
during the reconstruction.
Right.
Well, herein lies the problem. The original owner, Alan, that Sheree and Tony made the deal with, and that we met numerous times,
Yeah.
he had the electricity turned on.
Right,
He had insurance on the building.
right.
And guys, don't get me wrong. Electricity only worked in one flipping room,
Right.
right? Literally,
It worked.
400 square foot room was the only electricity in the building.
Yeah.
The problem is when he sold it, that he closed his insurance policy, he turned off the electric. The new owners bought it and went in and tried to insure it and tried to get the electricity turned back on, and they said no way in hell.
Right.
Does not pass any kind of inspection.
Correct.
Really? Oh,
Nothing.
wow.
I was on the roof twice, and I can tell you right now, I will walk Tala by myself in the dark. That roof scared the hell out of me.
Chris climb over
Oh,
there.
right.
Oh my goodness.
There was portions of the roof where I was literally hanging on with my arms and wouldn't put my body weight on the roof because I was afraid the roof was going to collapse.
Collapse,
Oh.
yeah.
There you go, Roger. Says
But I mean-
200,000.
I mean, if somebody, I mean, is it
For
repairable?
sale.
It is. I mean, the foundation is all concrete and brick, and so I mean, it's got a solid foundation. But you're probably talking $500,000 to fix the roof. And
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
God.
right.
And then to remove
You know, a lot of
asbestos
times,
in the
too.
building.
that's
You know,
been taken out, Chris.
You know, when I was in construction,
Yeah.
we used to build buildings out of the ground in Manhattan, and we used to have they used to have to test the soil, and the soil, any kind of contamination. Now you got to clean the soil. Now you tell me those mountains in the back, are contaminated, nothing could grow on it. Even if you want to rebuild on this location, you might have environment problems. They might have to clean the soil
point.
and everything, and that's a big task. That's an expensive task.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of money to put in
Yeah.
to get it. Yeah.
The interior of that
Yeah.
that structure will collapse long before the walls do. So the walls, if you, I don't know how much of the history you got, Jenny, but the walls were literally made 3 foot thick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
solid
Right.
construction.
I
Yeah.
saw that. Yeah. That's
I
amazing.
think there's a clip too that I sent that shows both the outside, and I think we flew a drone down one of the hallways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I have that clip. We'll get to that.
Drone?
But
Can I
we
hear
showed
drone?
inside the building, and we got some still pictures, and the picture that you said with when they first opened up, they put this together. Were those-
Yeah, I
Put that
mean,
together.
that was
Well, I think they did that for Zach Bagan's.
No.
One of Zach
No.
Bagan's.
no,
No.
honey, that was Glenn did that. for
Oh,
us.
Glenn. Yes. You're all right. Because there's another one for Zach Bagan's.
Yeah, that Glenn did for us
Okay.
for when we opened it.
Oh yeah. It's,
The guys looking at this, you have American natives there, all the Indians there. You got this guy standing here with the beard, like he's like the owner, and then you got a little Mexican guy on the side here.
That's Pancho Villa.
Yeah,
But that was kind of the mixture of workers that
Yeah.
actually did work there.
Yes.
hmm
And so the Phelps Dodge in the background is not actually a portion of this original picture with the Native
No.
Americans, like Tony said.
No.
But these were the Native American tribes that they actually took the land from.
yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Literally took the land from and pushed them into Mexico.
Yeah.
wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that tree that they're standing around, that looks like an oak that would not grow in Arizona, and whatever grass they're sitting on, not here.
Yeah, there ain't no grass in Arizona.
Right.
No.
So they took the
Right.
picture of Mexico and they sent it over.
Yeah.
That's possible.
They imported the picture over.
I'm getting Hopi. Would Hopi be in that area? Would you know that?
No, Hopi's much further north. I think it started with a U.
Ute?
We actually met a guy that was a member
Yeah.
of the tribe on an investigation one night.
Oh, I know it's a UTE. Did you?
Wow.
Yeah.
Utes or Utah.
It was Ute? Ute?
Yep.
Jenny, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's what
Yes.
I saw.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
They were a very spiritual tribe too. We did a tour that I'll let Tony and Cherie explain what we did there for a while. But we did a tour where one of the guys that came in and did the tour, I talked to for like an hour and a half after the tour. He was actually a member of the tribe that the land was taken from. And it was actually a spiritual connecting moment for me with him, because one of my great grandmother's Cherokee Indian, and we had a long talk, and it was really cool. But he was actually a member of the tribe that comes from the land just south of there. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
All right.
All right. I'm going to show the inside of the place. So
Okay.
you want
I'm
to
just picking on me, y'all.
Whatever.
She's kicking it.
Yeah.
So this is one
Second
of the
floor
hallways.
landing.
Huh?
Zero.
You know?
No,
This is
That's-
just wild looking.
that's the hallway that goes into the delivery surgical room.
Yeah.
One of two. Actually, that's the delivery room.
Yeah, because the nurse's station is there to your left, and then the room where Aaron had the sign thrown at him during the
Yep.
Ghost Adventures episode is to your right.
Correct.
Dogs.
Have those arms.
And this hallway you see, go back to that one. You're
Right.
going to see that in a video that Tony shows later.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's the hallway.
The hallway.
The hallway.
This one looks more modern. Is this
Yeah, that's the extension.
1930.
Yeah, that's the 1936 add-on.
Yeah.
1936 with the drop
Yeah.
ceiling?
Well, the drop ceiling was added after.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
so.
at a later time.
I think the drop ceiling started like in the 80s.
Yeah.
That shows how old I am. I know that. This
That's
is
Mary's
wild.
room.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that?
Yep.
Is that, was there beds in
Mary?
there or something?
That's
Yeah.
the women's ward. You can see where the curtains,
The
the separating
curtains.
curtains, were hanging at the roof right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was 3 beds in that room.
Oh, cool. And here's the nursery. I marked this as nursery.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Zach Baggins actually left that baby bed in there when they did it as a trigger object.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I got to. Where do you want to start? You want? I got Chris. You got banging equipment noise, banging equipment play, something like that. You have marked. I can't hear the audio
Huh?
much on it. You want to play that?
Sure.
Because the audio, everybody in the audience, make your speakers very loud.
Make your speakers very loud and really quick to give you a premise as to this. So my company used to shut down between Christmas and New Year's, and everybody else had to work. So I would go down during the daytime by myself and do investigations in the hospital. This is me standing in the middle of the hospital holding a recorder. There was nobody else in there but me.
Okay. And here we go. Thanks, everybody. Make your speakers loud, headphones, whatever.
Oh,
Want to play it again?
Yeah, you can hear it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can hear it.
Play it one more time.
sure.
Yep. Play it again.
Instant replay. Very cool.
That's a heck of a thump. Wow.
Yep. Those sounds familiar for sure.
That was at 10:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
broad daylight.
By
My
himself.
goodness.
Me standing in the middle of the hospital holding the recorder up.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of animals do you have there?
None in well,
In.
Mice,
Tarantula.
Around there.
tarantulas, and mice.
But around
I
there,
mean, that's
there's wild boar
That's-
and coyotes.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's javelina, there's
Javelina,
coyotes. And
Coyotes, yeah.
we don't have raccoons in
Yeah, I
Arizona.
mean-
It's too damn hot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
this
was
is
gonna say, yeah,
inside
no
the building,
raccoon.
and there's only one way in.
yeah, no. Exactly. That's no mouse. Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I mean, you really
Oh,
can't
yeah,
even worry
no,
about that. That's
it's
so
not a-
loud.
No.
So loud. Yeah, we
No,
always
and
have to
that-
account
it's
for
not a
things
mouse.
here.
Right, and
That-
with the 3-foot concrete
Mice,
walls, that's
raccoons.
not noise coming from the exterior of the building.
No,
No,
no way.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
that's a big building.
that was super loud.
You
that
got
was so
one
And
loud.
walk
it sounds
here.
like there's no contamination around this building either.
None.
The way it sounds
No.
like it's in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere, nothing going on, everything's abandoned.
There's
Right.
no houses
Right.
around the area too. That's
Well, there's a
why
few in the,
Yeah.
in the front lower, but
Yeah,
not
in the-
up on the.
it's
Well,
not
there's
closer.
there's one or two to the left, but I don't know if they're seasonal or I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play.
Was it always like that,
Something.
Chris? Like, did you always hear noises?
Oh, yeah.
All the time?
Whistles, screams,
Yeah, okay.
doors slamming,
Children crying.
screams, children crying, daytime, nighttime, you name it. And you could stand in that hospital and just hold a recorder and it would record all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time,
That's what I figured.
Tony Cherry, you guys was doing a live from there one night, and I came on. I was watching you guys in there, and I could hear
Oh, yeah.
people talking, and you guys were the only ones there, and I heard people talking.
Yep.
And I'm in New York, hey, they must talk loud.
We had a
Really?
night. We had a night that the talking and the noises were so prevalent that Chris went from ghost hunter back to cop. Pulled his gun out. He said, "We've got somebody in here. You guys stay here." Then he walked away, and then she goes, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm not letting him go alone," because I thought. I mean, it sounded just like
It sounded like there were 4 to 5 males running through the. We were on the second floor.
Right.
Yeah,
It sounded like there was 4 to 5 males running through the first floor.
right.
So I told him to stay on the second floor. I'm going down, and there was nobody in the building. Door was still locked.
Nothing there.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
I
play.
love
how I'm
that
like
when you think of
experiencing that again.
Living
It's
person.
like just like the conductivity of the area and the imprint of it is like so. It's just so much residual. It's just so much. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
interesting,
Mm.
fascinating.
Did you guys have a lot of people try to break in?
Oh yeah.
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 Mm-hmm. Yes.
A lot, yeah.
Try to
It's
steal
an
some
issue,
of
for
those,
sure.
That's why I always brought my tools, because I was constantly fixing broken doors, broken windows.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I bet, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna
Plus
play
you brought
this
your
one.
tool.
This is the one with the drones.
Oh, okay. So give you an idea.
That's cool.
Wow.
That's
And that
cool.
was just one floor.
Yeah, that was just the second floor. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just, and then it branched out in other areas.
Oh, wow, that was very cool.
That's a great video.
There's not a person watching this show right now who isn't grabbing their gear, like wants to go right now.
I know.
Because I know I was like, oh, I want in there right now.
I want to go
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
I do miss it. I really
We
do.
still-
Let's go, right?
We still get some calls like.
Yeah, I'll
you
still
know,
get calls today. People going, I want to book the Phelps Dodge.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry,
It's been closed.
it's been closed since September of 2021.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I want in.
Right now.
Yeah, definitely miss it.
Mhm.
Okay.
bet.
A clip here, Mark Phelps Dodge. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
This was from the first investigation that Tony and Cherie ever did with Audra and I.
It was just the 4 of us in that hospital.
And this is when I knew that
Yes.
immediately Chris had some abilities I did not have.
Chris wasn't bullshitting you.
All right.
And here we go.
2 minutes, 18 seconds. I got a giggle. Really? There's a woman in here.
That was
Such a good
so
clip.
clear.
Wow.
Please.
The best part is Tony and I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
No, I did not hear that at all when it happened.
So remember, this is the first time the 4 of us had ever investigated with each other. We go home. This was a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes.
We go home Sunday afternoon at 6 p.m. Tony texts me and goes, "Are you effing kidding me?" What he's not telling you is what an hour later we were standing in the hallway just outside that room, and I pointed out at the end of the hall and I said, "Do you have your full spectrum camera?" Because Tony used to carry this equipment that would make him look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, I love it.
He had this dongle thing that had
Like 4, he had
2
like all
recorders,
these things all over
a
it.
video recorder, audio recorders, full spectrum cameras. I mean, I don't know how he held the damn
Parabolic
thing
mic,
out. Parabolic mic,
everything. honestly.
But I said, does that
Oh my
thing
God.
does that thing have a full spectrum camera on it? He goes, yes. And I went, take a picture at the end of the hallway. And he goes, why? I said, there's a doctor standing in the doorway. And he goes, bullshit. And I went, take the fucking photo. And he snapped the photo, and you can see a shadow figure standing in the hall,
Yeah, right where he
standing in the
said.
doorway with the doctor's jacket on.
Yeah.
It's
See that?
everybody's
Chris-
typing here.
Christoph Allgood knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
I mean, that was so good. That was so clear.
So
Yeah, it
clear.
was.
I mean,
Wow.
just,
Yeah,
and I
mean,
love also that it happened almost right before you even finished your sentence, what you were saying.
Yeah.
And again, that's just that connection of consciousness that it happens even sooner. It's so fast that they can respond even quicker than when you're done. So that's a great example in that. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
That was Mary.
Mhm.
Mary, yeah.
That was Mary.
Yep, that was Mary.
Okay, I'm going to play the next
So loud.
because you got some good clips and some of them have some time on it. So I gotta.
Yeah, some of them were a little longer. They were clips I did for something. I don't remember what, but it gives a good indication of the type of stuff we'd run into.
Mhm.
And Chris and Audra are in most of them. So
Well, this is just a snippet.
Yeah.
And one of the clips, one of the
Sure.
things you do see Tony with his that gadget you're talking about. So, yeah, and a couple of these
I
clips,
love
you'll see
it.
that. Okay, here we go.
Respect, Tony. I love it.
Hello? Oh my God, Chris, did you hear that? No. Hello? Something's in here. I know something's in here.
Something's humming. Oh, did you guys hear that? Yes, I heard it.
What?
The water's dripping.
Mary, are you in here again?
That is so wild.
No static on straight EVPs, guys.
yeah, those are all straight EVPs.
Right. So are they on a recorder or on your camera?
Yes.
Both.
Yeah, a little bit of
Sometimes it was camera, sometimes it was recorder.
digital.
Yeah.
Yeah, some it sounded to me like on a camera. That's amazing. I
Yeah,
love
we
those.
would get them. We would get them on cameras as well.
So I got to tell you guys one of the greatest stories. So when we used to show up, we would always get there right before Tony and Cherie. And Tony and Cherie would try and sneak in the building and scare the shit out of Chris. There's more to that story. But one of the things we always
back
did
and forth kind of thing.
is we would go through and we would open up all the doors.
Yeah.
So Tony and I were on the second floor one day. It was like 2:45 in the afternoon. We go all the way down to the x-ray room and we had opened up all the doors. We walked out of the last room. We got 3 feet down the hallway and this door slammed shut with the force that hit the walls.
Oh, wow.
And the door, you could take it
and
try to slam it,
Yeah.
and it would go to about this close to the door frame and stop.
It would drag on the
How
floor.
this thing had enough force to slam, close, and stay, I have no idea.
So just to give you guys the idea, you guys have met me. I am not a small man. I took that door and shoved it with everything I had to try and get it to slam, and it would stop this far from being closed.
Right.
That day at 2:45 in the afternoon, that thing slammed shut behind me and Tony right after we'd opened it.
Right. As soon as we turned, we took about 3 steps and just slammed shut.
Wow.
And that's daytime.
What?
Oh yeah.
That was daytime.
We
Yeah.
have proofs.
Oh, yeah.
The audience to the prudent that you do not have to only go at night.
No.
Activity all the time. And sometimes it's more active
Yeah.
during the day than even nighttime.
Right.
You know?
Even
So-
daytime, I can't go to the bathroom by myself. No. I have to ask either
No.
Audra or Tony.
So bring the dogs with you. They'll
No.
go.
Yeah, I never went with her.
For the
Maybe
record.
next time I should take you, Chris.
Oh, my God. At the beginning of that video, was that high a disembodied voice? Because you guys react.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
You're
It,
like-
it was a direct voice, meaning there were two of them that happened, two or three that happened in the Phelps Dodge that I could hear, and then Chris heard it too.
Yeah.
Because I heard, I'm like, did you hear that? He goes, yeah, that wasn't you. But I heard that clear as a bell. And
Right. You hear
and I was
hi,
asking
and you
him, and I
guys say
think that was
hello.
Michael, because I'm like, hey, come on, speak to me. We know you're here. You gave us your name. Speak to me. Say something. And I said, hey, can you, whatever I said, can you say hi or whatever? And then, boom, it was just right there. And I'm like, oh my God, I heard that.
Yeah.
You guys have to understand, the Phelps Dodge Hospital, we got instant repeats.
Yeah.
I would whistle, they would whistle back. Audible screams, audible voices, loud EVPs, direct EVPs, intelligence, timing, relevance. This was the place that
hot
set
spot.
the example of everything a paranormal investigator looks for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
without a doubt. And I cannot say it enough. This was probably just as intense, if not more intense, than Tala.
You can hear it just on some of the stuff. I looked at all your clips. I listened to all the clips when you know, and it's like, wow, I believe you. I would told you, like, wow.
Kim, thoughts?
Yeah.
No, it just again is just reiterating so in places like this, yes, hospitals, always have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
There's always stuff going on. There's always residual. But again, it just speaks to me about the land here and how the area and the land is actually able to hold onto the clarity of all of this. Because those clips you're showing, I mean, you get one of those maybe once in a while at a place, but I mean, repeatedly clear like that, audible. I mean, that's incredible.
I have 35 files on my computer that I saved. When we moved from Arizona to North Carolina, I had 2 flash drives. One had a terabyte of stuff I did before Phelps Dodge since I started when I was 25. It had all that evidence. The other one was a flash drive that was a terabyte that had nothing but Phelps Dodge.
Wow.
Both of them unfortunately got corrupted, and I lost all that evidence when we moved here.
Oh, no.
I
Very
have
sad.
35 files on this computer. I had a terabyte from Phelps Dodge that I lost.
Yeah.
A terabyte.
A whole terabyte. It was full.
Amazing. I'm not surprised. I mean, we just need a couple $1 million now, guys.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I saw Roger said it was listed for 200,000, but
We could all chip in.
Yeah, but no, but
Tonight I
it's probably
play New
gonna
York
cost
Lotto,
$1
so I can
million
win a couple
to
million.
renovate.
So
Yeah.
But
here's where I'm
there you
interested
go.
with Kim.
yeah, I was just gonna say the man in the hallway. So, because I could see him in the hallway as well. He was wearing a uniform, exactly as you described. But I was also brings me to my next question, because I feel like he comes right up in your face and will like be right. I mean, literally like
More than
right
just
in your
him.
face. And he
Michael?
is
Michael?
not very friendly, that one. And
Hmm.
I would believe that he would be the one throwing stuff. Or I mean, there's definitely a senior doctor who is like not very friendly.
There was a doctor that we never confirmed his identity, but wasn't Michael.
No.
Right.
I don't know who Michael is, but that's okay. And
So
yeah, go ahead.
he slammed the door. You think he could have been the one to slam the door, Kim?
The angry doctor?
The person in uniform? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who you were speaking to. You asked for Michael
The
when
one
that
you
was
just
happening, correct?
Oh yeah, but the one you just mentioned in the uniform, does he have that kind of energy that he could be the one to slam a door?
Oh,
You
very
said he could
strong
throw
energy.
things.
Yeah, and he likes to be known. But brings me to my next question: do you also get physical touches? Like, are you getting pushed?
yeah.
Are you having any physical stuff there too? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And you said something before about residual energy. I mean, obviously that one I asked him to say hi, and he did.
Oh yeah, that's not.
So
that
that's
wasn't
clearly
residual.
not residual. That was clearly an intelligent response.
That's intelligence. Yeah.
Right.
But there definitely probably
Right.
was both.
Oh God, a
Residual.
collaboration of everything in that building. Yeah.
It was
Well,
intense.
and here's what's intriguing, and why I'm interested in Kim's feedback too, is how many nights did we stand outside and I looked over at the mine going, there's a line of Native Americans standing there watching us.
Oh,
Many.
wow.
I remember hearing you say that almost every time we were
Every
there.
time, yeah.
It's almost like they would stand there and look and go, you guys get what you get.
Yeah.
Like they felt like we deserved it. Like they were watching going, you got this, you asked for this, this is what you received.
Exactly.
It was weird, man. It was intense. It was almost every time we went down there.
Yeah. And even more so if it was thundering and lightning, then the place just lit up.
Yeah.
Really?
Crazy.
Like,
wow.
Sort of like F around and find out energy.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like, look.
When guys were dying of black lung, the natives probably said, "Gotcha."
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So to give you guys a concept, the public records, there was 1,361 or 62 deaths that were recorded.
Wow.
Okay.
Those aren't the open. Those are just the open records. Those were the civilian records, right?
And that's not the mine record.
That's not the mining records.
Right.
Phelps
So
Dodge
people died in
closed
the
all that.
mine and everything else, and the injuries and.
Right. So I did some digging and wanted to see the death records and everything.
No
the only
pun.
place you can get those, it's in a Phelps Dodge archaeological museum and records in New York City.
Correct. Everything was taken out. Yeah.
Yep, everything was
Where-
taken
Really?
out.
Where in New York? Is it in the museum? The
They didn't
library?
say specifically. Wherever the
No,
film,
it's not publicly displayed because they're still, they're locked away. Whatever Phelps Dodge facility.
Well,
this
after a
is
certain
referring-
time, they could probably release them. Because I know in the city, on between 5th and 6th Avenue, you got the library there. And when I used to do my genealogy back in '86, that's where I used to go and get a lot of my information. And there's so much history there. That it's huge. I mean, the stairs and everything, books all over the place.
well, you got to remember also that a mining corporation does not legally have to release those records until they are no longer in operation.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
It's
still
operation.
Phelps Dodge is still mining in Miami Globe, Arizona, and other places around the world in the
Right.
United States.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a couple of locations I saw. Do you have a sense of how many miners were there at a time?
They dug that hole by hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess somewhere between.
Thousands.
It's a small town. So
Yeah, I'm gonna say, and I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say between probably 700 and 1,000. I would guess.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Jenny,
then-
Okay.
And
living around your house.
So you have family
sorry?
living there and everything.
Yeah, somebody. Do you have a kitchen like to your left? Somebody's in your.
There's a reflection in the glass behind you. Somebody's moving.
who?
Who, me?
No, Jenny.
Oh,
Oh my God. Don't do this.
No, seriously.
No,
Who's to
seriously.
your left?
I
the
Behind
told you.
window.
That
The
could
other
be
window.
reflection of a husband too moving around.
So you see where the
Other-
chilies are, the chilies are
way.
hanging?
It's
The
this
chilies
way
are
for
hanging?
me.
No, your left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It
We
could be
saw
my
a
husband.
shadow in the glass next to you.
Is somebody walking around
Yeah.
your house?
It's not a window. It's my front door.
Oh, somebody's on your
It's a
porch.
door. No, I'm on the porch. It's my door to my house. Into the
Oh,
house.
Maybe
somebody's
you got a
inside.
delivery.
Oh, I'm like.
I'm
No,
like,
no, yeah,
Somebody's
that's my living room. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And Michael's in the
Yeah.
house behind you.
Michael's coming to
I'm
visit
on
you,
the- yeah,
Jenny.
I'm on like an enclosed porch. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
geez. Wouldn't be the
okay.
first
Okay.
time, right? We heard crazy
Right.
stuff at my house.
Yeah, I'm going to play some more
I was
clips.
on a
too.
show once and my lights were going off and stuff, and I was like, "Oh,
That was
I'm
our
like,
show.
"Please stop."
It was their
Yeah,
show.
I'm like, please stop. Not
Good eye to
now.
see that. Good eye to see that.
Yeah, because they know my house,
Okay.
which I
I'm going to play
ignored.
another clip that's Mark Phelps clip 2.
That's got to be Tony.
Maybe the one after one. Yeah.
Before three.
Drama.
Oh, it's pretty good. Okay, here we go.
So drunk.
Is that a horn?
Yes.
Where?
That way.
I just turned this on 666. It changed now, but it was 666. Can you tell us who you are? I just saw you down the hall.
And that's
That's
Tony with his
creepy.
big, his camera thing, you know.
No, that's the little one.
That's
the
the
little
little
one. That's the little
one.
one.
But that's awesome. You can see down the end of the hall. You see an arm. That's very cool.
That's amazing.
Very
It
cool.
wasn't uncommon there. Not at all.
Yeah.
I want to see the movie now. Like that was like the trailer. Now I want to see the movie.
Well, there's
was
stuff here
definitely
almost like a movie.
Not good feelings in that clip. I don't
Yeah.
know what you guys were walking
No.
into in there, but
You
Yeah.
never knew. You
Yeah,
never
yeah.
knew.
Any feelings, Kim?
yeah, not good. I was like, maybe we don't need to continue walking down this hallway, but
We
that's what
did.
we do. We continue
we are.
walking into the hallway.
I'm always in the
Um,
back. I'm like, you guys go first.
Yeah, yeah, you first. Thank you.
Yeah, Cherie
Yeah,
was
I don't
always.
know. Something didn't feel very good there, like violated, or I don't know. Was that going into? I don't know. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, not a good.
That
thing
was
there.
going down the hall into the women's section.
I was
and
just
the-
going to say into the women's section.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they didn't want you in there. The men in there. Yeah.
It was
Oh yeah.
So who was
Yeah, who is-
Michael?
Yeah. And you mentioned Mary also. Do you want to tell us more about these two?
Do you guys want to start with Michael or you want to start with Mary?
Doesn't
Mary.
matter, whatever you want to start with.
And we have Jeff, we have Ed.
So
yeah.
So Mary was a nurse on the second floor in the women's ward. She was who we heard say, "You're right."
Right.
You guys don't have the clip here, but we actually got her to say her name one time.
Yeah.
Cool.
And she
Oh.
would greet us multiple times
Mhm.
until she touched Chris.
Yeah.
I don't like to be touched. I get pissed when I'm touched. I yell at spirits when I get touched. I told her, I said, Mary, I appreciate you communicating. Don't ever touch me again. We never heard from Mary again.
Oh,
Ooh.
No, Mary quit speaking at that
Mary.
point.
She could have
Now-
left.
Yeah, but Mary, we caught multiple
Yeah.
times prior to her
Yeah,
touching my shoulder.
Initially, yeah.
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 And when she touched
Oh,
me,
wow.
it was a female's hand, ice cold fingers on my left shoulder from the back. So her fingers curled over my shoulder, and I could feel her thumb on my muscle right here.
Yeah.
And that's when I got pissed. I don't like being touched because it just sends. It's like being tasered when I get touched. And when I'm in pain, I get pissed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Now, Michael, go ahead and tell Michael.
Well, Michael, we're not 100% sure whether he was a patient or he worked there. We never did find that out. But I'm assuming he passed away because he hung out.
I fucking hope so.
Well, what I should have said was, I'm assuming he probably passed away there.
In the hospital, yeah.
Right. We knew what you meant.
He has a very distinct vocal voice that sounds like he's maybe somewhere between 12 and maybe 16, 17, I don't know. But he's got a younger sounding voice. And he's very easy to identify because we have him, I don't even know on how many recordings.
Like every time we investigate, we will
He'll
hear.
interact.
Yes,
with
it's
us.
the same. It's
Voice.
the same voice, same question. I am your friend, something like that. I'm with you.
But he's followed us
Yeah.
away from Phelps. Matter of fact, we were in the Diplomat Hotel in the Philippines, and Michael's voice showed up on our recorder.
Oh,
And
wow.
Sheree asked to contact the spirit,
That's incredible.
and his voice came through and says, "I can help you," in English.
Yes.
And I believe he did the same to Chris and Audra.
Really?
So we went to Tombstone one time. We went to Tombstone like
A lot.
because you guys, Tombstone is one of the most haunted. I don't care what anybody says. It's one of the most haunted locations that I've ever been to. And we had friends down in Tombstone. That's where we met Tony and Cherie.
Right.
We would go down with our travel trailer. We had the RV park. They knew us by name. We would go into Tombstone. They knew us by name. And there was Watt and Tarbell's funeral parlor, which was the very first building before Tombstone became a town when it was Goosewood Flats. And that's where everybody from the movie, that's where they were embalmed. That's where they were displayed. That's where they were taken from. The Mariah that sits
Black Mariah.
The Black Mariah that sits in the birdcage today came originally from Watt and Tarbell's. We knew the owner. So we would go in there and do an
This is the
investigation.
hearse, just in case. Nobody
Yeah, it was
knows
the
backstory
wagon
to
hearse, yeah.
that. Sorry.
But we knew the owner of Watt and Tarbell's, and we would do investigations there. And we would actually help her do some of her investigations with people that came in and would pay. But we were in there one night, just the three of us doing a private, and we got Michael to respond to us. Same vocal tone, same voice. He was there with us. I said, "Is this Michael?" And we actually got the yes. That's part of the stuff that got contaminated when we moved here.
What?
But Michael followed Tony and Cherie to the Philippines. He followed us to Tombstone, and he was at Phelps Dodge. It was weird.
Well, and part of the story too, when we were in the funeral home there, it was one of the times that sometimes it would be really kind of negative energy, and sometimes it wasn't. This was one of the times it was.
It was super dark that night.
And Michael, I can't remember what he said, but it was similar to what happened with Tony and Cherie. I mean, you could literally tell that he is there to protect you.
Yeah.
Kind of like as your spiritual guide. Like you don't feel scared around him at all.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Just put it this way, that investigation was so negative and so dark. Not only did Michael show up, but my spirit animal showed up that usually doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So we caught Michael on 2 EVPs, and we caught my spirit animal in a picture.
Not recently, Mary Beth. That was a great question.
No, we haven't heard from him for a
Unfortunately.
long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
So you haven't heard from him? No.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Michael is the first spirit that I ever encountered where I knew that free will existed and spirits can travel.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Back then.
I was just going to ask if that happened to you before. It did not,
Yep.
right? That was the first time. Okay.
Yeah.
But you same with you guys, Tony, Cherie, first time?
That was the first one we ever noticed.
First time
traveling that we would go. Well, that's not true. We were at Ohio,
we had
Bel Air
him-
House.
Yeah, and
and
alternate
somebody
some
came
cars.
up and said something about I'm Tony's friend
Oh, that's right.
on an EVP, and we knew the voice from somewhere else. I don't remember where it was from. San Carlos, maybe?
Yeah, San Carlos.
Yeah.
Remember?
So we had it happen, but this one was so. It's that same I am Michael voice that you just heard, and I'm like, that's Michael.
So he's protecting you. He's like Saint Michael.
Kind of.
Could be. And to answer Mary's, make sure I'm reading it right
So
on the
have you
guys.
heard him?
Yeah.
Well,
If we have, it's not in the same whispery EVP voice. Now that we use Staticom, could his voice sound completely different through Staticom than it did on the EVP? Because, I mean, if anybody remembers half of the Staticom stuff, I mean, Ron had the one that said, "Look at me, I am Tony's friend." Could that have been Michael?
Right.
Even though the difference between a whispery voice and a full vocal, it could be. I don't know. I can't answer that. But we've had spirits identify themselves that they know us and that they're familiar with who we are, but I can't directly place saying that's the same voice from an EVP to Staticom.
Right, gotcha. But
Good
still,
point.
that
Good point.
phrasing,
Good
I'm
point.
Tony's
My
friend, made
spirit
me
guy is
think of
also
it.
a gray wolf.
Interesting.
I love wolves. That's wow.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, my
Audra,
nickname was
what is
Tony
your
Wolf or
favorite?
T-Wolf.
Oh, that's right, Tony Wolf. I should have thought of that. Didn't put it
Oh
together.
wow. Yeah.
T-Wolf.
Audra,
Okay, I'm gonna play
I'm dying
another
to
clip.
know, or
Yeah.
or he's gonna play a clip, and I'll ask you later.
Let me play because we got a lot of clips here and we're running out.
I
and
know.
Some of them
I
are
know,
really
right?
big.
Oh, tell Ronald to up the
Audra.
budget. We
Oh
can
my
go
God.
late.
Yeah.
Or do a part 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, tonight we do the part 2. Okay, here, clip 3. I think did we do that already? No. Let me look.
No.
There's a woman in here.
And this is a bathroom.
There is a male talking. I can hear it. Are you in here?
What's for dinner?
I smelled butt cake.
Lord.
But I can tell you in the hospital, that's some flavorful shit.
I love
Oh,
It's so funny. I mean, you could literally,
Oh,
what's
it's
for
so
dinner?
good.
Because we were there. That's the kitchen down there. We were walking by the kitchen. We're like, what's for dinner? Bunt cake. Bunt cake.
and it's so intelligent that you changed the subject, and she followed you with it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, get out of here. They're all taken. What's for dinner? Oh, bunt cake. You know, like right with you there. She
The
stayed right with
intelligence,
you.
the intelligence in the responses we got. We were upstairs one night, and Audra said, "What year do you think it is?"
Oh yeah.
She got a response of 1934.
Yeah.
She comes back with, "No, it's actually 2018."
19.
Whatever
yeah.
year it was. She came back with the actual year, and we got another EVP said, "Oh, bullshit."
Right.
I thought, like, no. I mean, it was
Yeah.
so.
It was, bullshit.
Yeah, it was so crazy.
Yeah, it was weird.
That is.
I mean, the attitude on these spirits there.
Hey,
is
those
pretty-
miners were
pretty rad.
feisty fuckers, man.
Well, the
Yeah.
1930 something when that was a female that answered me very, very faintly.
And then a male responded to
Mhm.
the. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even Mary, but you're right. If there's a woman here, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. Oh my gosh. What personality.
Yeah, they were some great characters for
Well,
sure.
There's a follow up to that EVP because the bathroom is the door in the corner of that room. It was open, and I told Tony, I said she went into this bathroom, and then I followed her into the bathroom and captured another EVP that said "Get out."
Yeah.
I was in the women's bathroom. I wasn't supposed to be there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get out.
Get out of
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Well, there's only one bathroom there, Chris.
No, there's two.
Oh,
No, there's-
upstairs.
That's upstairs. Yeah.
Not the working
There's
ones.
a ton of bathrooms. Only
There's
one
only
of them
one
works.
Oh yeah.
Kinda.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Sorta.
Kind of works.
Sorta, kinda.
Kind of works, right?
You have to hold the flash for 5
Minutes.
10. Yeah.
Hey, you know you're in a bad bathroom when there's 3 plungers.
At least there's a bathroom.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There was. There was.
Yeah, but
At
it's
least there's
the
a
place you
bathroom.
wanted to be in ever.
I get it. Did you find Raul had a question that was interesting. He said, "Did you find the women's ward to be more active than like other places?"
It was evenly
No.
distributed throughout the whole place.
The whole thing. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
The hallway and stairs.
Yeah. Anything in the old section was active. The
Was
new
calm.
section had some places that were, but it was limited compared to
Okay.
the original section.
And then there was a laboratory that was very negative, very dark.
Very.
Mm.
But when we first started going there, it was like, it's a lab, it's nothing. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like that place. And it took us how many visits before we
A lot.
actually really started going in
Yes.
there? They're like, nah, it's a lab. And I'm like, I don't like. And then we got a ton of activity, and it was not nice.
Yeah.
Not nice. Didn't like it. I knew there's a reason I didn't like it.
Oh.
Did not like. Did you lose the orb picture?
Yes.
That also got
I lost
him. Okay, it's too bad.
Okay,
That's
we got-
heartbreaking, Chris.
It is. It is years.
Yeah, I'm talking, I lost probably 17 years worth of evidence.
Oh wow.
I know what you're talking about because I a lot of my computers, I've been through so many computers through the years. And remember when I first started, I had those big sets,
Yeah.
and before even DVDs came out, then they got went to a little smaller one, the DVRs, the minis, and I got those things through my closet, and I tried to transfer them over stuff, but the computers are so new, it doesn't take the old technology anymore. So it's like, but I got
Right.
like a couple hundred of them, and so people go, "Oh, I'll do it for you." But you know how much expensive that is?
Yeah.
My flash drives were
Really?
corrupt.
So I mean, I know, understand. I didn't lose it, but I can't use it.
Can't get it. You're right.
You know, so I understand that perfectly. And one day, you got
There
one
you
more
go.
clip, and then you got a couple of good ones.
The rest of them
Like
weren't good.
The rest of them were.
Okay.
But still,
Couple good
We got one more clip, and then we'll get to the good ones.
yeah, then we'll get to the good shit.
We'll get to the good shit later. Here we go.
Testing. There any spirits in here? Can you say hello? If there's any spirits in this lounge, can you say something to us? Ooh, it's dark up here.
Whoa.
Wow. I
That's
love when stars
Tony,
get crossed.
so
So
clear.
that last clip is actually how tall Cherie is.
That's what I said to you on my tree. That's
that's
you.
me.
Must have been my head cam.
So
Poor Cherie.
I want to point out something.
I know.
We cannot talk good enough about Phelps Dodge Hospital. I cannot tell you guys how crazy active this place was. In that clip, you see Tony's feet. He is literally sitting in a chair, not moving,
Right.
getting EVPs.
Right. And then they threw a stone. And you heard,
Yeah, I heard that.
when I got up to turn around, I went to go look for the stone, and I did find it. Where that came from, I have no clue, but you heard it hit the ground, and I'm like,
Yeah, you can hear it. It's clear. And when you had the question marks, that might have been another language.
possibly.
I heard sad something like sacrifice or something. It sounded like that kind of word. That would make sense, but
Oh yeah, Jenny's really good at hearing EVPs. Yeah.
But you know what? I was going to ask you about languages because I love languages. Like that's my thing. Did you hear other languages a lot? Like minors? Yeah. Like what were they mostly? Mexican, Polish,
Mexican.
Yeah.
There was Spanish.
Mexican.
Spanish.
There was
A lot of
German.
Spanish.
There was
was
German.
Yeah.
There would have been some Chinese workers there. There would have been, of course, the Native Americans there, right?
Correct.
Right. Okay.
And shit, some of the people from Phelps Dodge came from France.
Correct.
So I'm sure we probably
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a lot of European people coming over to work, get money.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in the bathroom, European.
Right. I mean, Phelps Dodge they were founded as an import-export company, right?
Mhm.
Like in the early
Correct.
1800s. So that would make sense. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, those clips are awesome. They really are.
Oh, I love them.
Like I said,
Oh, this is
I'm
just
going
a
to see them
handful.
all 5 times.
Literally just a handful, y'all.
Yeah, just a smidgen of what.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
aren't the good ones. Let's watch the good ones now.
Yeah, get to the good shit.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Okay, thank you for showing up. The show's over.
So give you guys a concept. When Tony and Cherie first took over the Phelps Dodge, they opened it up to private investigations.
Yeah.
And then once they brought us in, we decided to open it up to public investigations. So what we did is my son, myself, and his fiance at the time, which is now his wife, went in and we blacked out half of the upstairs and half of the downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And we would bring in people that had never paranormally investigated before and show them how to use equipment, let them do an investigation prior to the nighttime investigations.
Right.
Oh.
And then Tony would give me all the recorders that we let them use, and I would review their evidence. Good God, I can't believe I had that much patience. And I would literally send everybody that was in the tour groups what they had
captured. Yeah.
Oh,
Which is why we always told them, if you're in here for an hour or so, don't leave the recorder running. As soon as you're done asking a question and you're done, stop
the recorder. Yeah.
Right. Chris doesn't. I mean, I don't know what there were, 10 recorders or however many there were.
Yeah, there were 6 to 10 recorders, and on any given night. So Halloween's, Tony, my son, and I, we spent 3 days down there doing, the Halloween night, Day of the Dead, everything. And we had multiple groups come in, and I would review all of their evidence and send them the clips that they had captured. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of EVPs. It was a fun time, but man, talk about busy. Woo.
Yeah, it was busy. Todd and Carmela, I can only think of 3. Mary, Michael, and then there was a Jeff, and then the one that just played last. I'm not Michael, I'm Darren.
Right.
Darren was the other name. I remember.
There was a minor upstairs that was Joe. It was weird.
Oh, yes.
What was it? It was a mixture of like Joseph and Jeremiah put together. It was, what the hell was that?
Joseph. Yeah, I don't recall. Joseph.
Josephiah.
Something like that.
It was something similar to that, but it was a minor that actually identified his name, and I actually envisioned him as like what you see with the old miner's hat, missing teeth, gold tooth over here. I mean, not that that's what he looked like, but that's what I pictured him at. That was probably my imagination. But at that point, there was only maybe a total of 5 to 6 that actually identified themselves.
Yeah.
But I can tell you I couldn't count how many different voices we captured.
Endless voices. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Voices on
Yeah.
voices,
Were there
yeah.
other voices that you recognized that you didn't get the name for, but that you said, "Oh, that's that voice again. That's that woman again."
Yeah, there were times
Maybe you
that
didn't know a name.
we'd recognize, and I'd say to Sheree when we were reviewing, hey, that's the same
You've heard
voice
it before.
we heard last week
Yeah.
or whatever. But
Okay.
yeah, but Michael was the one who never stopped talking. The whole time we ran the place, we would get him almost every time, which was just
Lucky
insane.
you.
And did
he
he
was a young boy.
talk
Was
about
he-
himself? Did he say like why
He didn't
was
give
there?
he didn't give a lot of information. And I remember asking, were you a patient? Did you work here? In fact, remember when I took a spirit box down to get his last name? You remember that? All right. Well, I have the clip somewhere. We did get it. I can't remember what it was, but
Oh,
But-
cool.
I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to research that.
Yeah.
We had, what's his name?
They still have that archive room in there, but we didn't get.
If we have time at the end,
Yeah.
remind me to tell you about the fastest time I ever saw Tony leave Phelps Dodge.
And there's so many farting going on when we're investigating.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't hold that against you, Sheree.
No, it's just Tony behind Chris.
I agree with you guys, Jenny and Armando. I completely agree. That I was just so impressed that you reviewed those and sent out the evidence to people.
I reviewed every single one.
Yeah, we would
Yeah, it must have been hours.
number the
Hours.
recorders and then log them per the name of
Who it was.
who it was, so,
So
we
we
knew
knew.
who to
Wow.
send them to.
Yeah.
Did the red buckets
Boy, I thought I
exist
was
back then? No red
No, I
buckets.
didn't have
then?
red buckets back then. I had to search for my shit.
But we knew
like
this
the rest
hospital
of us.
pretty well.
But
so.
yeah, I got to walk this hospital in pitch blackness and knew exactly where I was. So.
Right.
So I got another clip here. This one's going to be a little long. So you guys ready?
Ready.
Matter of fact, did you go live tonight of this one you're going to see? Because I think one night when you went live, you guys were staying there and I was going back and forth with you.
So let me be clear with this one. Tony and Sheree are the only crazy sumbitches that ever stayed the night.
Yeah, we didn't stay the night ever.
Chris don't sleep in haunted locations.
We
No?
did.
Yes, we know that.
Is that what this one is?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Really?
let me just preface this. So
The
we
best one.
we
ever.
we investigated at about 2 a.m. and then we planned to spend the night there. But the only thing about the Phelps Dodge is that we've seen tarantulas, scorpions, brown
Recluse.
recluse, spiders. So we did put up nets, so at least they couldn't get to us. But anyway, what you're about to hear is we left DVR cameras, FLIR camera, and parabolic mics aimed down the hallways to capture. So what you're about to hear is a combination of different sounds. What you're about to hear did not happen as you're hearing it happen. This was about through 6 or 7 hours of the night.
Okay. And this is a wild clip. Like I said, I think you guys
It's about
went
to
live
blow
that
your
night.
mind, everybody. Yeah.
And
Everybody
Tony,
get your
who was with
popcorn,
you?
get your drink ready, sit back
Yeah.
and listen.
Tony, who was there? It was you, Sheree, and Dylan, correct?
So just
The
the
only
three.
three of us were all in the same room.
Yeah.
We have a video camera on us as well, so we can see that we're down sleeping and no one's moving, yet all this stuff's happening in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys sleep. When I go in locations, I can stay overnight, and I don't sleep not because of the noise and everything else. It's because I'm afraid I'm going to miss something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
the
the
only
same,
thing that I
Anthony.
think.
Shocker.
Yeah, I hear,
I
hear
I'm
noises.
so
I
wired.
run around, and then Jenny's following me and go,
How's that go?
I'm
Do it
coming.
again.
And then I sleep
Here
like
we
a
go.
rock.
Oh, he's got his If he wears his body camera on his back, so that's just asking
Yeah.
for it. I'm sorry.
That's-
Somebody
body
reviews it. I'm
camera.
always like making faces.
Yeah, I do reviews. The body cam on my back. It's always Jenny going in the camera. I'm like,
I got some ideas for you, Jenny. I'll talk to you on the side. We'll get banned from YouTube if I tell you what I'm thinking right now.
yeah, here we go.
Yes.
We crawled into our tents, screen tents, to keep the bugs off of us, and tried to fall asleep. The hospital woke up when we lied down. Noises came from every direction. Doors slamming, footsteps, voices. Now, what you're about to hear was recorded with parabolic mics for about 6 hours. It has been condensed, so know that the frequency you're hearing these voices and sounds at aren't in real time. It's been condensed from that 6-hour period and put together for you to hear everything that happened that night. You will clearly see that we are all asleep and in front of the camera. Therefore, there's no way it is us making the noises you're hearing. Hope you enjoy.
No, I can't do it anymore. Things down on the keyboard.
That is wild.
That happened
That
all
never
the fucking time.
Yeah.
It does sound like somebody's right there. And I mean, the one part, you can hear dragging, sting, and you're like, oh, maybe it's somebody there, or whatever. But there, you can hear dragging one right up against the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's creepy as hell is when you hear the
Yeah.
footsteps walk into the room they're sleeping in,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
people
Oh,
start
yeah.
talking.
Well, explain the
Yeah.
room, Tony.
They're sleeping.
Tony,
Oh, you're
put your
muted.
volume on.
You're muted.
Explain the room. It's square.
Well, no.
No, but you're right. You heard the footsteps walk right up to the room, and you can hear them talking. And then the next thing he says is, "They're sleeping."
They're
And
we're like-
sleeping. Clear as day. Right into it. Perfect.
You hear Tony. Is that maybe Michael trying to warn you?
No, that's
It
not
could have.
older.
It could have been. Like I said, the audio came from. We had two, I think, parabolic mics set up down the two main hallways because we were sleeping in the old section of the hospital. But it'll capture any whisper that comes out of that whole hallway. So,
They weren't in the lobby.
but it was just freaky to have slept through it and hear everything like the hospital's still running.
Here's what's.
I mean, I heard walking, like
Oh, yeah.
kids, like
Footsteps.
like I've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
to be nurse walking down the hall, like all the way down the hall. Yeah.
Right.
Here's what's amazing, guys.
I'm
This
laughing.
stuff happened at this location, whether they were awake or whether they were sleeping, whether it was daytime, whether it was nighttime. That is a perfect example of what we experienced every flipping time.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
There was maybe only once or twice where we went in there and went, I didn't catch anything. Did you catch anything? I didn't feel anything. And we would go home and we had more EVPs than we had ever captured.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
My
that
gosh.
happened a lot.
I was really anxious to see the comments as people were watching that because I've seen that, before. And it was like, hell no, shit.
WTF. Yeah.
I know, WTF, holy effing hell no.
Let me tell you guys a story. I took my son down and I took his fiance down.
During
and
the day.
During the day. This was 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. We got there at like 9 a.m. And we were blacking out the windows, prepping for the investigations that we were doing where we reviewed the evidence and brought people in and taught them how to investigate. It was just the three of us in the building.
Yeah.
The roll of construction paper that I had purchased. It was like a 75, 80-pound roll of paper because I knew I had a ton of windows to black out.
Right.
My son and I are standing on the second floor, and he goes, Dad, and I'm going to be frank. He goes, Dad, that fucking thing is moving. And I turn around, and literally when we unrolled the construction paper, we had to push it with our foot to unroll it to cut the next piece.
Yeah.
Him and I stood there and watched this thing roll open.
Oh, whoa.
Then we moved down the hallway by the x-ray room, and there's a little bathroom next to the x-ray room. I'm literally standing on the toilet, y'all. It didn't work. It was been dry for a few years. I'm standing on the toilet, taping paper to the window above. My son's fiance, who's now his wife, was standing behind me, and we heard a woman scream, the loudest scream you had ever heard down the hallway. And she literally looked at me with tears in her eyes. She, did you hear that? And I went, oh, yeah, it happens all the time.
Oh.
This was happening at 9:30, 10 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody needs like paranormal desensitization,
This is
This is the place of
Jeez.
and that is why
Yeah,
I
it's
would
a trial
go
by
when I
fire.
was by myself, because it didn't matter if you had 7 people with you. It didn't matter if you had 10 people with you. It didn't matter if you were by yourself. This place was constantly active all the time.
Yeah.
And to give you guys a concept, I went around at one point, I shut every window, I locked every door, I screwed every door shut
Yeah.
that could have been screwed shut. There was one way in and one way out.
Right.
Yeah.
I replaced the lock on the door, and the only way you could get in or out was with a key.
On the
Right.
outside, yeah.
Or the
padlock.
inside.
Oh yeah.
How many times did we change that? How many times did you change that lock, Chris?
Like
Two or
three.
three or four
Times,
Yeah.
because people would kick it open and break it in.
Yeah.
But the last time that I put a lock on there, you had to use a key to get out. You had to
Right.
use the key to get in. There was
Mhm.
one way in.
Yeah.
These noises you are hearing in a 3-foot concrete deep walled building are happening inside the building.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're not coming from outside. No way.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Locations where more
It
active.
sounded like it.
There's more activity when there's nobody there. I know the Hinsdale house is just like that. You put stuff inside, you wait outside, and you go in, take everything out, and you hear more. You hear talking, you hear everything, and there's nobody there. So I love locations like that. But I mean, they do all the work for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
Gosh.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was open still.
Right. Like
Oh,
it was
yeah.
still operating. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It sounded like it was.
So when I
totally
connect with a
operating.
location, I literally put my hand on the wall or I'll put it on the floor and I'll close my eyes and I'll block out the outside world until I feel like I'm there when it was alive.
Oh, nice.
The Phelps Dodge Mining Hospital, that took a matter of seconds.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Not kidding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not kidding. It took me, 15, 20 minutes to connect with Tala.
Mhm.
This location, 15, 20 seconds, and man, the place was buzzing. You could feel the people walking by. You could see the gurneys. You could hear the elevator operating that hadn't operated since 1982.
You could hear it on that last clip.
You could
That
hear it on that.
noise. And I said,
I was going to say, you don't even.
Yep.
Wow.
This place was insane. Kim, it's overwhelming for somebody with abilities. It is completely overwhelming. But at
Yeah,
the same
Yeah,
time,
it's like every
it-
single year now. It's all happening
Yeah.
right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
but
It's
it's like a
happening.
sensitive person's heroin.
but
Yeah.
don't add to that an energy. What do you call those things? The thing that puts out the energy.
Oh, like EMF.
Oh, the EMF pump.
Oh,
Screw
right.
you and your
EMF
Like a
pump.
pump.
So Chris was super sensitive to the energy that was in there anyway. And Sheree and I put an EMF pump down one of the hallways. Chris comes walking down. He's like, "What the?"
So let me be more specific. Tony
Up the
puts.
stairs, you would come up.
No,
the
we were on the
stairs.
second floor. I was down by the nursery.
Cruel. That's cruelty over there.
Well,
Yeah.
there's all these little. If you look to the side,
Typical hospital.
the clip
yeah.
where Tony goes, "Chris, did you hear that?" And I went, "That wasn't you." The reason I didn't know it was him or not is because the main hallway went down the center, but there was all these little side rooms that you could.
Yeah.
It was like a maze that would always connect back to the hallway, and I would always disappear down those hallways because the minute I felt something, I would chase it. Tony puts that damn EMF pump down there by the surgical center, and I'm back in the back corner going through the maze, and I had no idea. I am super sensitive to energy. I come out right there by the surgical center, 10 feet from that EMF pump, and I felt like somebody hit me with a wave. I felt like I was on an ocean liner hitting 50-foot swells. I wish we
Whoa.
still had the video because I was cussing, I was yelling. What the F is that? What the hell is going on up here? And Tony's just laughing his
I
ass
was
off.
laughing so hard.
It was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
didn't do it on purpose.
He didn't do it on purpose, but I look like a man being attacked by a beehive. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Too bad this place not around because we'd love to take
Yeah,
a
it
look
is.
over there.
It is.
Damn.
It's
You know,
Well, it's
might
around,
be
right?
down
But you
there.
just can't investigate it.
Correct.
correct.
Yeah. So I mean,
Right.
yeah. Well, it's not open to the public now, or
No.
any of
It's not open to anybody right now.
anybody. This guy's gonna put a hotel on it. It's like the movie Poker Guys putting hotel on active.
Yes.
They'll build
I
houses
was
on
gonna
active
say.
land. Maybe things are gonna come out of the ground, by the pool.
Guys, when you get a chance, look up the
Shining.
population of Ajo, Arizona.
Yeah, it's like Nothing.
Yeah. They don't need another hotel.
561.
If that.
If that.
There's more
And
dead people.
492 of them are 80-year-old retirees because they moved down there because it's so cheap.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like you said, it's more dead people there.
Pretty much.
And almost dead, yeah.
So he's opening another
Oh, no.
what do you call it? The Shanley,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like in Colorado, the Shanley Hotel. You know, everybody's gonna go there and get wanted.
The Stanley.
Right.
The Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley Hotel.
Okay, sorry. I'm used to the one in Long
You
Island.
got
Right.
I
Shanley,
know.
Stanley.
I knew what you meant.
I'm Stanley Steamers.
We knew what you meant.
Yeah, they understand my talk. Jenny takes languages, so she knows how to talk. Anthony.
I know. I speak Anthony. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I was just
do.
going to ask.
I'm like,
Anthony.
Hey, Hooked on
he's always
Simonelli
like,
works for us.
Jenny, you know that? Yeah. He's always like, Jenny, you know that? I'm like, Shanley? It's like, yeah.
Hooked on Simonelli.
She talks my
Yeah.
language, you know? Yeah, somebody has
Yeah.
to
I have
understand
to
me.
like, yeah. I have this.
So now I'm going to play the Holy Grail. I think, personally, this is the Holy
I
Grail
agree.
of all clips that I've seen. This is the best I've seen ever. All the clips that are all the time I've been out there doing what I'm doing. And this is, Tony, you want to talk about it? Or
Yeah. So, like I said, we had DVR cameras hooked up to a DVD machine, which recorded it all for us. This was about 5 to 6 in the morning, in the summer. So
It's the same day on that.
Yeah, it's what you were seeing before was that night. This is the very, very beginning of morning.
Yeah.
Literally, the sun had just come up. Two things I want to say. This is on the second floor, and the light coming through is from the windows in the emergency room. So as the sun rose, it hit those windows. But this is in the hallway, so the light's only coming through the doors that the sunlight had hit the windows. But this is the second story. So unless what you're about to see is being somebody walking outside, unless they're 20 some feet tall, they ain't casting a shadow into the building. But this was the following morning. We did not see this until we reviewed the DVR.
The DVR. Yeah, every time
Thank goodness.
Yeah, every time we investigate location, we always hooked up like DVR every corner.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only way that you can get best capture evidence.
No, I
the
agree.
reason I like it
Well,
so
if you're
much,
watching,
I think it's the Holy Grail of stuff. Because when this thing walks down the hall, if lights are coming from outside in, it wouldn't. You see the whole shadow walk past doorways. So
no spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah, we can talk about it after you show it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
So the shadow comes out.
I'm like,
there we go.
This isn't a cannoli.
oh, you ruined it.
Hey,
This is
yeah,
the good shit.
that's one
We've
thing.
been
He doesn't have a
waiting for
cannoli
this.
in his hand, so it's okay.
Okay, folks.
There we go.
We're at the good shit part.
You ready? You ready, Jenny?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that clip.
What?
Yeah.
I almost want to play it. Can we play
Want to play it again?
Yeah, of course.
I'll
Of
play
course.
this all night long. I like this clip.
I agree.
There we
I
go.
agree. Repeat.
Yes, because
repeat.
there's
There
two
you
different
go.
parts, and there was two of them the second time. So yeah, let's play it
Right.
again.
Yeah, there's two. And
Right, there's two that cross the hallway.
You can see that fat guys.
Right. And he this is what Anthony was saying though, is that he comes out from the shadow, meaning there's no sunlight there. Then he walks into the sunlight and then comes forward enough to the camera to go back in the shadow. The light's coming from the door out of here. There's no way a shadow could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play it again.
I mean,
yeah. What is that hallway? What's
Yeah.
down there? Is that the
So
Kim's face.
to the right of the screen is the major surgery room.
okay?
To the left of the screen, that doorway that you see
Mhm.
is where the door slammed behind Tony and I.
Right.
Oh
And
wow.
just before that is the
Where-
X-ray room.
Where was the light coming? The only reason why I'm asking this is because there's shadow on the ground. So there's shadow on the ground, and then there's shadow on the wall.
Yeah,
So
and if
there's
you
two.
we noticed that too. If you notice when it first comes in, it darkens the whole hallway.
Mm-hmm.
So I've noticed that as well. I don't know the explanation to that, but
Yeah.
we may have to play it again. But watch it because
Yeah.
it literally darkens the entire hallway.
Mm-hmm.
It
The
almost
door
makes me feel
frame
like
is gone.
actually
That's why.
closer to the camera than I think our eye is telling us it is.
Mhm.
And that could be
Yeah.
why it's
Right.
black.
Yeah.
I think it's actually closer.
So when you're looking at the video, to the left side of the video is the X-ray room. That whole area is dark because those are the areas that I blocked out with the black construction paper. That whole area is dark. To the right side of the video
Windows.
is the surgery center, and the only thing in the surgery center is two 7 by 6 foot tall glass block windows, which are the ones that you could see from the exterior of the drone view. And the only thing outside of those are the roof, and then from the edge of the roof to the ground is about a 15 to 20 foot drop.
Mhm.
So there's no physical way anybody could be on that rooftop.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
What I noticed with that too, because I did see what Kim was saying. I'm like, well, maybe. But then when it goes back in the room, the door frame, where if there's
Yeah.
somebody down the hall, would not blocked out that door frame from a shadow. It would still see that door frame from the light coming out of the room.
Right.
But it blacks that whole thing out and goes back into the room. And
Right.
even when the two come out, you see that door frame. If there's somebody down the hall on that angle where that light, where you think it's shooting the lights coming down, that door frame wouldn't be blocked out at all. I'll play it one more time. So
Yeah, hold on. Before you do though,
Yeah.
Mary asked, because the cool part about this capture was not only did we have a Mary Beth asked this question. Not only did we have a DVR camera running, we had a FLIR right next to it, both recording to the DVD recorder. The FLIR showed absolutely nothing. No temperature difference, no silhouette of this thing, nothing.
Cool.
Oh,
But
wow.
the shadow figure did show on the DVR camera.
And what I can tell you is in the hundreds, literally hundreds of times that we investigated this section of the hospital, we have physically seen with our own eyes shadow figures in that area.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kim, did you feel? Mary, question for you.
Since they're shadow figures, well, so shadow figures are an interesting topic all in themselves. But what I love what you said about not showing up on the flare is because one of the reasons why I believe shadow figures show up is because they're actually they're like using the energy in an inverse kind of way in the area, which takes the light in, so they look black.
Right.
But they wouldn't change the temperature, not all the time. Some use that energy in a different way. So some would show up with temperature changes and some wouldn't. Some show up on IR and some don't. You know what I mean? They all are able to kind of like use. In this area, it looks like they're literally just using the light, just using the actual light potently, really.
Yeah,
But
if there was any temperature difference.
Doing their own thing. They're just clearly interacting with the space, going in, opening the door, and not directly interacting. They're just kind of, I mean, everybody has their different opinions about shadow figures, but I feel like this is actually more of a residual thing that you're just happening to witness.
I feel
they're absorbing the light.
The shadows there are maintenance men. I don't feel like I feel they're maintenance men. They're walking back and forth, and that's the image I get of working in construction, everything like that, in buildings and stuff. That's, I think, maintenance would walk across and down the hall and stuff like that. I have an image of maintenance people.
I think I have the feeling also when we did that overnight investigation, and probably the spirits want to say bye to us because we didn't even know that the hospital got bought.
That was the last time we were ever in there.
That is so my feeling is probably, hey, goodbye. Here's souvenir.
We knew they were there. We had never captured them.
It was kind of like they were just like closing the door and leaving almost. That's so interesting. Yeah. Wow.
You're, like Anthony said, like just wrapping it up.
Wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Putting the chairs away kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
That is our last
We all had the same feeling.
Evidence.
Yeah, that was the last evidence captured.
Was like, get out, this is ours now.
Yeah.
Sayonara.
You should be happy that they stayed there and not come with you. So
yeah, well, at least they didn't come into the room we were sleeping and cause havoc, because that would have been we would have been running out.
Yeah, and there's
they
also
did.
Yeah.
Did you not hear the footsteps and the talking in the same room?
Oh yeah, but they didn't wake me up to the point where I had to know it was happening.
Yeah, and also this is
note to the audience: you can't wake Tony up.
No, I'm sleeping. I'm done.
We see that. We see that. My goodness, I would have been like.
Right.
And Cherie can sleep anywhere. We remember Cherie when we went to put the two chairs together and you slept right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Selma Mansion.
Selma Mansion.
Put two chairs together.
She used it as a bed.
I know.
I'm definitely going to play that one more time.
All right.
Sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Here we go.
The shadow is really dark.
Well, I liked Kim's definition, saying that it was taking the light out of the room, like absorbing, because clearly you can see when it walks across even the floor disappears, and the door frame, like Anthony pointed out, and the light that was shining on the wall in back of it when it gone. I mean, it's just gone.
Yeah. That's good. That's very great. That's
crazy.
Yeah.
To have two in one, that's amazing.
Thank you.
I mean,
it was probably our top capture ever.
I'm like,
I was going to say, is it your best one? Yeah.
Top
And
location.
what was your initial reaction? I got to know, like the first time all four of you saw that, what did you?
I saw it alone,
Were you-
and I
Were you not surprised?
I was completely
You
freaked
did.
out.
You were reviewing it with John.
You're
You're
not
like,
being-
oh my God,
Yeah,
remember?
John was in the house, but I saw it. He wasn't there,
Yeah.
and he probably heard me go, "What the?" Because
Yeah.
I was freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm like, "What am I looking at?"
Yeah.
And at first, I tried to debunk it. I'm like, "Wait a minute," and then I went back to look at the other cameras. Sure enough, we're still sleeping. We hadn't gotten up yet. We hadn't moved yet. So then I watched it again, and then I think I'm like, holy. And then he came out. He's like, what are you looking at? I'm like, look.
Yeah, when I saw that, I said, nope, I'm not going there anymore. But I guess we're not because
Yeah.
Kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was I freaked out.
That's
I was like, what am I
terrifying.
looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really special.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. And I thought it might have been your camera. I did notice at one point that it gets all dark. Everything gets dark.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because
Yeah.
it walked up to the camera. Because if you see where it comes out of, it comes towards the camera. You can see it coming towards.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if that's where it blurs, but you can see the camera flicker, like it's getting some
That's what I
sort of
saw.
disturbance.
Maybe stealing some of the
Yeah.
energy from
If
the
it came
camera.
up and right up to the
Possibly to
lens,
manifest,
maybe.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the camera flickering could have been caused by the paranormal disturbance, but it also could have been caused by the 189,000 feet of wire you had to run down to the only area.
That's
There's
possible,
one
yeah.
area with a little bit of electricity.
You needed 300-foot extension cords to get up the floor to from the one working
Oh
outlet.
my God.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's very possible.
Every 100 feet of wire,
Yeah.
Yes.
you lose. The
Yeah,
bulk.
to give you guys a concept, the only
Yeah.
place with a
Every
plug
100 feet.
where you could plug shit in was in the reception area, which
Door
was
you walk in
100 yards down the hall, up 2 flights of stairs,
Around
into the hallway on the
corner.
second floor.
It's a pain.
Yeah, it was a lot of
I
work.
think yeah,
You know?
it was amazing. If you came for the good shit, you just got it.
Yeah. I told you we're going to get some good shit. Hey. So
Yep.
to
And
me,
there it is.
that's the best evidence I ever seen. So I'm
Yeah, the
amazed
rest
at
of
that.
Here's
it,
a
you know,
story about the
no.
fastest time I ever saw Tony move.
Come on, you've been wanting to tell
No.
that, Pat.
So
Please.
we would draw straws on who would lock up and
I only
shut
had
off
to
the
do
lights.
it one time.
Right. So the lights were about 50
Oh.
feet from the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time you shut off the lights, pitch black in the hospital, you had to go to the door to lock it. Something would run up on you
Yeah,
every
it would.
time.
Oh,
So I think Tony and I
yes.
did it the most.
Of course you did.
But above and beyond all that, the one time I saw Tony leave the fastest, we were pulling back Tony's equipment one night, and Tony brings a U-Haul full of shit every time he investigates, right? There was a tarantula
Oh, yeah.
about this big in the hospital.
Mhm.
Oh.
In the middle of our investigation. So Chris takes this bucket that's off to the side, not one of my red ones, so I hadn't had the red ones yet.
Yeah, no
And I
way.
put it on top of the tarantula so he can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
We go and do the rest of our investigation, and as we're packing up, we decide to see if the tarantula is still under the bucket. The tarantula was no longer under the bucket.
Oh no.
I've never seen Tony load his vehicle quicker in my life than like he will go chasing after spirits all night long. But the tarantula is not where it should have been. That is the fastest I've ever seen Tony load up the bucket.
Wasn't the bucket like propped up or something? Like he lifted it up and went underneath?
Yeah, the damn thing lifted the bucket up so he could get out.
No.
And when Tony realized that,
No.
now imagine a Nissan Altima.
This was in the hospital, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now imagine a
Maybe one
Nissan
of the
Altima
spirits.
that once they have all their equipment loaded up, there's only room for Tony and Cherie.
Literally.
All of that is still in the reception area, but the minute Tony realized that that tarantula had gotten out from underneath that bucket, Tony loaded up his Nissan Altima.
Yeah.
Like
It's
fast.
Altima, right?
Well, my biggest fear was though he's on one of the bags and I'm throwing it in the car.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna find him crawling up my leg while driving. That's what I was worried about.
Oh.
That was the fastest I'd ever seen Tony leave a haunted location.
Well, understood.
Oh my
You
goodness.
get a pass for that. That
Thank
is
you.
that
Thank
is
you. I don't
intense to have a
expect it not to be
tarantula on the loose.
Like,
That thing was this big.
Yeah,
Scarier
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he was
Yeah.
yeah.
So good.
No, no,
Well,
no, no, no,
thank,
no.
thank
We'll
you all
have to-
so much for sharing
Yeah.
this amazing,
Yes.
amazing building, hospital history, and evidence. I know this building called out to you guys so the whole world can actually know it's there and its history and its story. So thanks for sharing that with us tonight. I really
thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Great.
Thanks for having us. Yes.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
you guys
much,
coming.
Tony, Cherie, Chris, Audra. So good to see your
Absolutely.
faces and to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Those were fun
We
times.
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We miss Chris and Audra.
We do.
You know, we stopped investigating because they're not here anymore. They're our partners in investigation.
Partners in
Yeah.
crime.
Why
They,
would that stop you from
they
investigating?
move without letting us know.
That's Philippine drama.
Yeah,
Chris,
yeah.
Chris.
Like after a week, oh guys, we're here in North Carolina.
You guys were at the going away party.
What?
You guys were at the going away party. Act like we moved here without telling you.
Oh my
That's
God.
Philippine drama, Chris.
They went to a party. He's like,
Everything
Right.
gets
"All right, let's
confused.
move."
I'm hot.
She
I'm
just starts spitting stuff out.
I love it.
We
I
miss you
love
guys.
it.
Yeah,
I was
we
in
do
trouble,
miss you.
Cherie. I
Yes, we do.
love it.
Yeah. So,
But
yeah,
So-
we got the over the 2-hour mark. I want to thank you guys for coming.
Yeah.
I want to thank the audience for coming. We had a lot of people on the audience tonight and a lot of great
Oh,
questions.
yeah.
And of
Yep.
course, the evidence was awesome. It was awesome. It was-
Everybody loved the show. Yeah. Thank you
yeah,
guys.
well, we've had a great show tonight. And you guys,
Mm-hmm.
you guys are, veterans in broadcasting. So you guys,
Yes.
so it was very easy and it was a good show tonight. Just want to
Well,
thank
thank you.
everybody for
Pleasure
coming.
to be here.
Yeah. And
Thank you so much.
you're gonna have to say it after I say my little thing, okay?
All right.
say it.
Okay,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna say- I'll say my thing and then you. Okay. I want to thank everybody coming and listening tonight. We had an awesome time. We had awesome guests. It's even the audience. I mean, everybody in the audience. We're having people coming in the audience every week that are so great that we're enjoying them. But I want to just tell everybody, when you go on investigations, even the Phelps Dodge, we're not going to get there no more. But you got to you make sure you're safe out there, because a lot of people go out there and they do a lot of stupid things when it comes to investigations. You want to be safe. You want to look for ghosts. You don't want to be a ghost. Forget about it. Chris?
Guys, make sure you get involved in the paranormal community. Make sure you get involved in places like this, because nothing means more than reaching out to those energies that we have felt and we have experienced in places like the Phelps Dodge Hospital. And nothing means more than the people that you see on the screen right now in the paranormal community than reaching out and connecting with people like these people here. We love and adore everybody that you see in front of you. But the only way that you're going to get that is if you stay haunted. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us.
Night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.